I think people will look and say, but wait a minute, they're Americans who are unemployed. Why can't you just hire them?
They don't want to come out here and work in this extreme conditions, 100+ degree temperatures, dust, hard work.
What if you paid them more?
It doesn't matter, and they won't come out. In California, we grow about 50% of the fruits and vegetables and nuts for the country. And any shortage of food like that is going to impact everybody in the nation, because not only will food be less available, it'll be more expensive.
I was on YouTube and I came across this video claiming that white farmers are outraged that black people do not want to work on their farms. And I thought it was fake because I was like, this has to be like clickbait or whatever. So I searched and I came across Facebook, and y'all, the comments were wild. I still wasn't sure if it was real. So I tried to go to the staffing agency's website, and y'all, apparently so many people went to their website that the website crashed. So I figured, okay, maybe this is actually real. So they're basically offering $11 an hour to pick blueberries, 9 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, from May to July in Louisiana heat. Now, I never heard of Laranger, so I decided to look it up real quick. So here's some info. And just so you know, my source is this website called places.us.com. So anyway, livability is a C-. Population is less than 6,000. Demographics is almost 91% white, followed by black, then Hispanic, then Indian, then Asian, and pretty much zero Hawaiian. I saw that they voted Republican in 2020, but it probably doesn't take a genius to guess how they voted in 2024. So that's just to give you a little info about the town. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So $11 an hour is what they're offering. Full-time, 7 days a week, 9 to 10 hours a day. Now, according to salary.com, Louisiana's minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. So this is a bump. But let's be real. Now, for some people, they might say, oh, it's a job. Go work it. It's a job. But it's not a job, you know. It's more like a sentence. And then when you look at who they expect to take these jobs, you don't have to guess. It's a page straight out of history. Black folks, migrant workers, you know, the ones who are currently facing deportation right now. Vulnerable communities getting used for back-breaking labor for pennies. But people are saying this is what they voted for. So what do you think? Is it FAO season or what?
Hi guys, welcome to yet another video. It's Ndagere here. Thanks for clicking on this video. As we've seen, this is about the farmers in the US, especially palm farmers, white farmers that are constantly, you know, on media, on the internet, crying that they are on the verge of losing their farms. They don't have people working on their farms anymore. The tariffs are hurting them. They are no longer receiving the privilege money they've been receiving from previous governments. Like, they are literally in the shadow. Everything is against them, and they just can't understand it. Like, even their own people are not willing to be going and working on their farms, and they're just like confused. But these are the same people that, you know, went on and voted for the man that is putting all these laws in place. And you ask yourself, like, you guys knew he was going to do this. You guys were hearing the things he was saying. I mean, even in the last term that he had, you saw how he was treating the same people that were working on your farms. They did not care. They did not listen. They didn't give a F about anything. And now, because it's affecting them and they are losing privilege of whatever they've been receiving, now they are here crying every single day, asking for help. And I'm like, who is going to help them except themselves? Who is going to go and work for them in those harsh conditions that this man was saying, if not themselves? And what is kind of also insane is they are kind of thinking maybe it's the black people that were gonna go and like probably take on these jobs, because we all know in history it's our ancestors that were, you know, working on the farms of these people that, you know, they stole our people and made them work on their farms for the longest time in those harsh conditions. So when this man is like, oh, we can't get anyone to be coming in and working in these harsh conditions, he's not talking about his people that look like him. He's talking about the people they expect would take on these jobs, and it's not happening. Guys, listen to what is going on. Come back and yeah, let me know your thoughts on it.
I'm a supporter of President Donald Trump. Voted for him in this election and the last and the one prior to that. However, President Trump is about to allow JBS, the world's most corrupt beef organization, to become publicly traded in America. President Donald Trump will be the president that allows for the complete destruction of the small, independent family farms and cattle ranches if he allows this to go through. The SEC has already approved it. Now we're just waiting a mere few days for them to allow it on the stock exchange. And what's concerning is we haven't heard a word from the Secretary of Agriculture about this. We haven't heard any of the large cattle organizations that represent cattlemen speak out about this. They claim to represent cattlemen. The truth is they only represent the big guys. They're bought and paid for by the same organizations, JBS, Cargill, Tyson, National Beef, all the collusion that's happening. Go do a very simple search and you'll see the millions and millions and tens upon millions of dollars that these companies have been ordered to pay for collusion and price fixing, which has cost us our family farms and ranches. And what that costs us as the people who aren't family farms and ranches is a stable food system. As much as I'm a supporter of many of the other things that Trump is doing, anything else in the world that we're working to accomplish and achieve doesn't matter when you have famine and you starve to death. So, Mr. President, I love you. I appreciate you. It is our job as citizens to hold you accountable. And whoever you've got in your circle, they ain't speaking truth because you're about to put us in a whole world of hurt. Folks, I need you to share this. This is urgent. We've only got a mere few days, and we need millions of people to put pressure to stop this, or it's going to be it'll be a much harder fight to come back from.
So I'm a black farmer, and a lot of people are wondering, why are black farmers not panicking like a lot of white farmers? Well, let me explain to you the reasons why. It's because white farmers have been handed everything to them. A lot of them. Not saying all of them, but a good bit of them. And by that, I mean this. MLK even pointed out. He says, farmers in the West and the Midwest who were white, they were given land, they were given money, they were given training, they were given a lot. Whereas the black farmers weren't given anything. And the largest civil rights settlement in U.S. history is Pickford v. Glickman, where you had a class action lawsuit, bunch of black farmers all joined the lawsuit, and they won a huge settlement because the USDA was shown to be racist for decades. So because black farmers haven't been given anything, we've been learning to do without, unlike your white farmers. So when things are taken away from you, all your subsidies, all your tax breaks, guess what? You panic. Whereas we've always been going through this shit. So there's problems in privilege.
Regarding all these farmers that are now crying about possibly losing their farms because they voted for Trump, this is why you absolutely should not feel bad for any of these farmers that voted for Trump. Now, the ones that didn't vote, yes, feel sorry for them, go support them, do whatever you need to do. But the ones that voted for Trump, do not feel sorry for them, and let me tell you why. I am a builder, and I've been building shit in Oklahoma City going on like 20 years now, and farmers are not stupid. If you have the ability to manage a farm and understand the weather, the climate, your machinery, the chemistry that goes into your crops, you are not a stupid person. You're just not. And especially when you come from generational farming, you have the ability to look ahead and predict what you need to survive. And so when you have two candidates where you have Kamala Harris on one side giving you a whole fucking list of shit that she's going to do for you and make your life better, and then you have Trump on the other side who can't even come out with a normal sounding sentence, and you still vote for that guy and you are a farmer, you are either racist or sexist or both. And they're only crying now because now they are being treated exactly how they voted for other people to be treated. Got that? They are being treated how they voted for other minorities, people of color, everybody else, poor people, sick people. That's how they voted for other people to be treated. And now they're the ones being treated that way by losing their livelihood, their homes, their income, their farms. So do not feel sorry for them. This is exactly what they had coming. Quick follow-up as to why exactly would Trump be doing this to farmers anyways, and I'm guessing 99% chance it's because he wants to bankrupt farms so his corporate buddies can come in and do a land grab. Basically what you have been seeing the last few years major companies buying up a bunch of rental houses and jacking up the price of rents, and it's all going to corporations. It's probably something similar to let these farms go to foreclosure and his corporate buddies be able to come in, swoop them up, and now you've got bigger companies involved in more of our day-to-day food.
Well, my friends, our farmers are in full-blown crisis, and it's not because of Mother Nature. It's because of Donald Trump's reckless tariffs that have torched decades of trade relationships and handed America's agriculture future to China and Brazil on a silver platter. 12,000 tons of pork canceled. Soybean exports collapsed, and family farms are now shutting down, and it doesn't stop there. Longshoremen, truckers, warehouse workers, entire communities are being gutted. This didn't have to happen, but Trump wanted a trade war. He wanted headlines, and now our farmers are paying the price while China laughs its way to the Brazilian soybean fields. And to make it worse, farmers who signed contracts with their own government, they're being stiffed, left holding the bag. So let me be clear. I will fight like hell to rebuild our rural economy, restore fair trade, and make sure American farmers never again become pawns in a MAGA publicity stunt. This district deserves better. America deserves better. Are you ready to fight back?
I really want to offer my deepest sympathies to the red state farmers of America who woke up to the devastating news that America's stepchild, Vivek Ramaswamy, is going to cut their farm subsidies. Yes, you did hear that right. You know, the many billions of dollars that you and I pay to these farmers to subsidize them growing our food is now suddenly going to get cut. Apparently, it's wasteful spending. But this is what they voted for. So I just want to say, I'm really offering you my deepest thoughts and my deepest sympathies as you painfully experience what you voted for. I hope it was worth it.
I saw the news out of Nebraska today. Apparently our entire state is going to go bankrupt in 2 quarters. Me and my husband owned a cattle ranch here, and I can confirm that all of the cattle ranchers here overwhelmingly voted for Trump. We support him. We voted for him. Something like 70% of our entire workforce is undocumented immigrants, and they straight up are not showing up for work anymore. They have all either fled the country, fled the state. They don't want to get raided while at work, so they have just moved on to work somewhere else. And straight up, we are going to go bankrupt now. We are going to go bankrupt. And yeah, we voted. We knew that the immigrants would get deported, and he was coming after immigrants. Yet we still voted for it. Overwhelmingly voted for our own demise. I was talking to my husband last night, and I have to admit that it seems a bit foolish now when you think about it like that we voted for something that is now putting us directly out of business.
Apparently, Nebraska is going out of business soon, within the next 1 to 2 quarters. Why? Well, farmers to be exact, or farms. They can't seem to find anyone to work their fields. Nebraska, I wonder why that is. Could it be the racist rapist that you voted for that literally told you he was going to deport about 80% of your workforce, but you voted for him anyway because you wanted your bragging rights? That's right, you wanted to own those libs. Well, congratulations, Nebraska. You won your bragging rights, but now you lost your livelihood, and I have 0 fucks to give to you.
I've seen also videos where a lot of people are concerned, like, why are black farmers not as vocal as the palmed farmers? Like, are they not affected? And it's like they always twist everything to always like bring it back to the black people to always like react to something. And I'm like, why would the black people react over something when you are the ones that actually voted for this? Like, yes, they might be, facing the same, situation and facing the same problems, but it's not on the scale as you are, because they work for everything, and you most of the times are handled everything. So the privilege now is not working, and that's why you're crying. And you probably expect black people to be like coming in and be like, yeah, we don't have jobs, can you like take us in and be the ones to work for you? It's absolutely not happening, and they just can't take it. But also Trump is kind of like backtracking and kind of eating his words, because these people are coming out and crying. And this is why people are always constantly saying the US is a corporation and it's a racial place, because now he's coming coming out and is like, yeah, these farmers are crying because they've been having workers that have been working for them for a long time. So maybe we should, be a little bit easy on, the way we are handling the situation of ICE and immigrants. And I'm like, oh, wow. So now Trump is coming out because, his people are losing jobs. His people are being affected. Probably he has friends that have farms and all that, and they can't make money anymore. So he has to come in and, take it back a little bit. Guys, this is what he had to say. Insane, literally.
Did President Trump just admit that maybe he's gone too far when it comes to his aggressive ICE and immigration raids?
They have very good workers. They've worked for him for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not. And you know what's going to happen and what is happening? They get rid of some of the people because, you go into a farm and you look and people they've been there for 20, 25 years and they've worked great and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else. And then you're supposed to throw them out. And you know what happens? They end up hiring the people, the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else. So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon, I think. We can't do that to our farmers. And leisure, too, hotels. We're going to have to use a lot of common sense on that.
Now, that is an incredible pivot from President Trump on his hardline immigration stance. He initially said he would focus on deporting the illegal criminals in this country, but obviously that scope has expanded to getting out everyone who is here in this country illegally. Trump has said this hardline immigration stance is why he was elected. He says this is part of the mandate that voters gave him. But the change he talked about today is a brand new tone. And he didn't just say it at that live event at the White House. Earlier today, he also said it on his social media account. In that post, he talked again about the farmers in the hotel and leisure industry, which generally relies on immigrant labor. And it just so happens that a lot of those laborers are not in this country legally. Trump said in his post that his aggressive policy is taking very good long-time workers away from farmers and business owners in the hospitality and leisure industry. He ends his post by saying changes are coming. Now, what do those changes look like? We don't know.
So this is exactly why people are not sad about anything happening to these farmers, because at the end of the day, they're always going to be rescued in some way or the other. Like Trump is now, changing the tone for them, because his people are being hurt. His people are being affected. So now maybe he's considering changing some laws and regulations. So when people come out and they're like, we don't care about these people's cries, it's just crocodile tears. They do not care about anyone. At the end of the day, it's just about them. It makes sense. They went and voted for this man that is doing everything that is hurting them. But again, he's the same one that is coming out to be like a hero to them. And if you have uneducated people that, support whatever that you do, what do you expect? They will still see him as a hero, and they will still go and vote for him again if they were given a chance. So this should speak volumes. So really tell me, let us know, are you really sorry for these people and whatever that is going on to them? Because they wanted it and it's happening, Guys, that is it for me in the video. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.